Yeah, well, first and foremost is there needs to be some honest self-recognition.
Right.
Like the story I just told earlier about, just look at everybody's inbox. There's a data point. What's it feel like
Mhm.
in your organization? Does it feel supportive or does it feel like noise?
Mhm.
And you don't have to be too scientific about it, really. I mean, the anecdotal stories, if you get lots of nods like this, from a range of people, you're gonna capture that. So, um, one of the simplest things you can do is to remove some of that noise,
Mhm.
and that's sort of a subtractive exercise, which you can then start to build back from. But to the point about silos, that is challenging. Any organization that's got structure in built up workflows and work processes and things like that, they're hard to change unless you do that. It needs proper support, obviously from the
Organizational.
top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs organization, but you also need catalysts for it. And I think what I find interesting, and we're seeing this more with implementations of the Total platform, because it's bringing the learning and the performance and the engagement collaboration elements together. It acts as a catalyst to get different parts of an HR function talking and interacting with each other in ways that they wouldn't normally have done or could easily have avoided. Because if you start to design an experience right through that, and you're starting to leverage all of these three elements, well, then it demands that interaction, but in a positive way, right? So it can sidestep some of the politics, the resistance you mentioned, Andy, that can come from that. And certainly when you engage with senior leaders, they are desperately looking for better ways in which they can um, support people more effectively, and they can actually be quite challenged themselves about, well, look, the structure of my business doesn't allow for that change to happen at the pace at which it really needs to happen at. So seeing it as a catalyst, seeing some technology and the architecture of it, reshifting it at that level can actually have a sort of a catalyzing and magnifying effect down the track. And it might be a little secret trick really for L&D teams in particular, who may be fully in charge with their learning management experience, etc. That expanding into that space could actually give them more sort of leverage actually inside the organization, positive leverage, and effect quite an interesting and better change right across the organization. And it's a bit grand, it sounds, but it's doable, because catalyzing effects tend to start small and they go exponential. So
Okay.
it's something you can really harness.